Welcome to another video from How the Universe Works. Now, I thought today I'd talk about what is possibly one of the strangest substances known to science. Water. Also known as dihydrogen monoxide, or that wet thing that the sea's made of. If you haven't seen water before, it looks like this. You can drink it. Now, water. There are some interesting facts about water. Once you get below about 4 degrees, it gets less dense as it gets colder. That's why ice floats. It shouldn't. Normally, almost every other liquid, when it's frozen, it'll sink, because things get denser as they cool down. Water is different. It's different with water because water molecules form hydrogen bonds. This happens because they've got an oxygen atom and 2 hydrogen atoms, and they're not in a straight line. So the oxygen atom has got a massive nucleus compared to the hydrogen. This is actually quite a small nucleus if you compare it to, say, fluorovium, which has an enormous nucleus. But the oxygen atom attracts the electrons from the bond between the oxygen and the hydrogen more strongly than the hydrogen does. So these electrons, they go a bit over to the oxygen. So the oxygen is a bit negatively charged, and the hydrogen is a bit positively charged. So the hydrogen on one oxygen, on one water molecule, can attract the oxygen on another and forms a bond between them. And these are pretty strong. It's also why water has an anomalously high boiling point for a molecule that small, which in turn is why it's liquid on Earth, which is why life exists on Earth. But this means that when water gets below about 4 degrees, these hydrogen bonds start to push the molecules apart and form a sort of crystal lattice in the ice, as ice forms. These hold the molecules apart. They hold them further apart than they would be in a liquid. This means that ice is less dense than water, so it floats. Another interesting thing about water is that it is illegal in Minnesota. Except that it isn't. It's not at all. But yeah, it shouldn't be, because then people will be able to get water in Minnesota and then they die, and that's a bad thing. Because water is, as far as we know, completely essential to life. We haven't thought of any life that could work without it. All the compounds in cells and stuff are dissolved in water and derive their functionality from how they interact with the water they're dissolved in. That's why when we've been looking for extraterrestrial life, we always think, that planet's got to have water on it, it's going to have aliens on it. No, it might not! It might not! You just can't be asked thinking of how else the aliens would work. It could be aliens that have completely different biochemistry, and life is based on ethanol. Actually, come to think of it, that's how it often works on Earth, isn't it? Life's based on ethanol. But anyway, you see my point. And water, you see, it's also useful because it's transparent, which means that plants can photosynthesize underwater, which means that they can grow underwater, which is good because 70% of Earth's surface is water. You gotta grow underwater. You're gonna grow on land, that would be rubbish. Nothing would live in the water. Life would never have started. Now, thinking water came from comets. They found something to do with the distribution of isotopes. Got the right amount of deuterium in Earth water. It matches what they found on some comets. Deuterium is heavy water. Deuterium is the hydrogen atoms in heavy water. The deuterium, not normal hydrogen. So they've got a neutron stuck on the proton as well. Makes it a different isotope. So we've got the right amount of heavy water, which is water with deuterium instead of hydrogen, on Earth that matches on some comets. So we think the water came from comets. People have been saying that means life came from the comets, and it doesn't. It could have done. That would have been pretty awesome. That would be cool. Yeah. Anyway, that's all. Goodbye. Thank you.